We greet our friends everywhere with Chapter 12 of This Is My Song, the story of Fanny Crosby. This is another in the series, Stories of Great Christians, and comes to you from the Moody Bible Institute of Chicago. Through the ages, many people have feared paying for being too happy. But sorrow and joy are a part of living, a part of God's plan for all mankind. The two must be shared by all. And Fanny Crosby and her husband Van came to know real anxiety when their beloved baby Frances became ill. She lay listlessly in her crib, and her fearful parents knew her life was in the hands of the Lord. With the baby's illness, a strange silence invaded the Van Alstyne home, a place where once there'd been so much happiness and cheerful laughter. Much had changed as Van and Fanny moved quietly about the pink nursery, as the doctor became a regular visitor, and as the routine of life became a struggle for their baby's survival. There was little anyone could do but wait and pray.
Please, ma'am, you gotta eat. You gotta keep your strength up. Here, try and finish your breakfast.
Thank you, Bess, but I can't.
Well, the first thing you know, you'll be sick, and then it'll be all the harder on your husband. You gotta think of him, too, you know.
I do think of him, but I'm strong, Bess. I won't get sick.
I wouldn't be too sure of it. You never know.
No. You never know. From one day to the next, you never know.
Fanny? Fanny, where are you?
Why, it's Mr. Van Alstyne. Shouldn't he be at the school?
Yes, he left an hour ago. In the dining room, Van.
How is she, Fanny? Any change yet?
No, dear. She's asleep. The doctor said he'd be back in an hour.
I might have known.
Shouldn't you be at classes, darling?
Mr. Bigelow said I should come home. He knows I'm needed here.
There's nothing you can do here. Only worry and wait for the doctor.
I wanted to be with you, Fanny. But if you'd rather rest...
Oh, no, Van. Do stay.
There's still some hot coffee, Mr. Van Alstyne. Wouldn't you like some?
No, thank you, Bess.
Try a little, dear. You sound tired.
Oh, the doctor.
I'll get it. You stay here.
He's been coming so often these days, it couldn't be anyone else.
He's been so good,
It's
Fanny.
the doctor, ma'am. I'll take him right upstairs.
That'll be fine, Bess. We'll be right up. Oh, Van, I can't go on like this. If anything happens, I can't accept it.
Nothing may happen, dearest.
Oh, I've never felt so helpless. I've never regretted being blind before. But now I do. Oh, Van, I do.
Blindness doesn't exempt us from the will of God, Fanny. We have to accept the bad along with the good. But I know how you feel. I'd give anything to be able to see any change in her.
Yes, Van. We've had happiness. But to have it end like this, I don't know.
My dearest, we mustn't talk about it ending. Come on now. Where's my brave wife? Let's go up to the doctor.
She's so sweet to hold. Oh, Van, maybe you can. But if she dies, I can't accept it. I can't.
Come upstairs, Fanny. Maybe the doctor has good news.
Oh, Van, I hope so. I hope so.
Fanny and Van were walking in their little garden. If they had been able to see, no doubt they would have looked up to the light in Frances' room. A dim light, for as usual she was asleep. Bess was with her in case she woke up. Bess, a good housekeeper, a better friend.
It's good to get outside for a while.
Yes, Van, I like the breeze on my face. Somehow it reminds me tonight of my childhood home, my mother and grandmother. I wish I had some good news to write Mother. She's so worried.
Does the breeze remind you of anything else?
No. Should it?
I think so.
What?
Fanny, this afternoon I had a talk with Bess. I hope you'll forgive her and me.
For what?
For looking through your old papers. The poetry you first wrote. Way back in that cottage with your mother and your grandmother.
I didn't think anyone knew where they were kept.
Bess said she looked for an hour before she found them.
What on earth did she want with them?
She wanted to help us. And I rather think she did.
How?
By finding something you've forgotten and I never knew of.
A poem?
Bess thought it might have been your first. She read it to me. I memorized it, Fanny.
What was it?
Oh, what a happy soul am I. Although I cannot see, I am resolved that in this world contented I will be.
Oh, yes. I haven't forgotten it, Van.
How many blessings I enjoy that other people don't. To weep and sigh because I'm blind, I cannot, and I won't.
Bess was right. It was my first poem. I wrote it for Mother's birthday.
I shouldn't think you'd forget your first poem.
And I didn't.
But perhaps you've forgotten its meaning.
I have.
You wrote of your contentment, and that you'd never weep and sigh because of your blindness. I think it was a brave and beautiful thought for so young a girl.
Yes, Van, go on.
This morning, you were weeping and sighing. You were bitter, Fanny.
Please, Van,
Fanny, I just want you to know that I know what you're going through. But we can't give up hope or our faith in the love of God. He is with us, Fanny, and with the baby. I know it.
I know he's with her, too.
Oh, sweetheart, we've got to accept his will, no matter what it is. We must go on living, my darling. No matter how hard, we mustn't lose faith.
I'm sorry, Van. You are right. And God is with us. It's just that I love her so much. Let's go in and stay with her a little.
These days of heartache brought Fanny and Van even closer to each other, and Fanny grew in the appreciation of her husband's faith and character. He was able to point out Fanny's weakness, yet at the same time draw her even closer to himself. Together they drew strength from God for whatever might be ahead of them. Perhaps God's plan for Fanny included pain, so that her hymns might have even a greater depth. When she wrote of faith and trial and of sorrow, she would write from her deepest heart.
I think it would be best for me to stay right here in the house for a little while, Fanny.
Is the baby worse?
I'm afraid so.
Oh, no.
Well, then, do stay, please.
The hours drag so. And you've been up and down those stairs so many times, Doctor. You must be exhausted yourself.
No, but this is the crisis, I'm afraid.
spoke, Fanny. The Moonlight Sonata, our favorite piece. It is restful, isn't it?
Doctor! That's Bess.
Mrs. Van Alstyne, I'll be down as soon as I can. You pray.
Doctor.
I'm sorry. I did all I could. It wasn't enough.
You mustn't blame yourself. You've done so much. It isn't your fault.
Is there anything I can do?
Yes. Stay here in the hall a moment. I'd like to tell Van myself.
Of course.
Van,
Yes?
will you play something for me?
Anything you want.
A hymn. One of my own.
Which one, my dear?
Safe in the arms of Jesus.
Fanny.
Yes, Van, it's over. I just talked with the doctor.
Oh, my dearest, I'm so...
Please, Van. The hymn. For me. Thank you, sweetheart.
This is the hardest moment of our lives, Fanny. Yet we'll manage. The Lord will help us.
I know, Van. You helped me see that.
It wasn't I alone. The prayers helped too.
Van. Oh, Van.
We mustn't forget, Fanny. We have each other.
I know.
And we're together.
Oh, darling. I don't know what I'd do without you. I love you so much.
Safe in the arms of Jesus, safe on his gentle breast, there by his love o'ershaded, sweetly my soul shall rest. Hark, 'tis the voice of angels, borne in a song to me, over the fields of glory, over the jasper sea. The long vigil was over. Fanny's child was gone. Yet in all her pain, Fanny had learned much more about the compassion of Jesus Christ, and heaven took on a new meaning for her. Fanny was never again to hold a child of her own in her arms, yet her heart had been opened and enlarged to the sorrows of people everywhere. And so we conclude Chapter 12 of This Is My Song, the story of Fanny Crosby. This is another in the series Stories of Great Christians, and comes to you from the radio studios of the Moody Bible Institute of Chicago.